We praise Poltava in the song Nightingale. It has the best mother country, undying Ukraine.
Котляревській команді дасть, if the family has peace of mind, let we keep the plants which raised Ukraine mother.
We are a cultural capital. World chats about us. We have to grow reasonable for future generations of plants.
Long since we won in battles to give rebuff in wages, enemies didn't win the town for many ages.
I'm very happy to take part in your project. My name is Tanya, I live in downtown of Poltava. Perhaps the history of my town is not known outside oceans, but my purpose is to tell you the most amazing moments about the place where I live. You used to associate Poltava with monument of glory. You will be surprised, but I will prove that Poltava dressed Roosevelt in Ukraine embroidery shirt. Let's start. I'm tired of reading boring history books, that is why we are here. There are many legend, fabulous stories, rumors about this one. We are going to back in the 18th century. Some time ago, Pushkina 30 was an old hotel. To describe it is necessary to start with strange visitor. One day, according to the legend, strange man took a number and began to live in this hotel. He didn't leave his room. He asked his servant, bring some necessary things and food. One day, frightened servant called for help. Then people entered to the room. They were surprised and, of course, frightened. The man was suffering before his death. Under the cries of crows, he died. Ever since, flocks of crows have been seen under the roof of this building. I have assurances that it is just a legend, but we should realize such stories enrich our history.
Britain would not exist without Poltava. These titles I have seen in newspapers, on the internet, and of course in the book. This book was wrote by Igor Kuzura about our countrymen. But what is the secret? Let us deal. There were 1899-1902 years. Britain was in the war against the Boers, who fought against British colonizers for land in Africa. Russia decided to help the Boers, certainly not the British. George was a young and unknown writer. He was born in Poltava region. He was a soldier of the Russian army, so the war was bloody. No one knew what the humanism was. But one day, a young man with a notebook rushed to George and asked for help. He explained that he wasn't a soldier, but a journalist, and he was writing about the war. George saved him. Later, they found out that the young man with the notebook was a young journalist, Winston Churchill. When I read it, I wondered how many times Winston Churchill recalled his sabre.
We are going to back in the past again. Today we are in the Museum of Astronautics. Everyone knows that USA has 50 states. Each state represents us one star on the American flag. But look at this one. This flag has only 48 stars. What's the problem? Perhaps it is a mistake. But during the Second World War, the military operation Frantic took place in our native town Poltava. And after this event, a lot of famous people visited our native town. This event is not to be underestimated. The son of USA President Eleanor Roosevelt was in Poltava too. In Roosevelt family talked about our native town a lot. Because once upon a time, the famous American writer Herbert Williams wrote a book about our native Decanka. After that, the President of USA, Franklin Roosevelt, read this book with pleasure. But why does the flag have only 48 stars? Because the Americans presented the flag to Poltava after the battle. At that time, America had only 48 states. I have assurances that these our countries have own historical ways and possess the spirit of the struggle for their independence. It is not surprising that Ukrainian culture penetrated the hearts of the Americans.
It's the most mysterious town of all I have ever seen. Yesterday I have read that the archaeologists have found the beauty of a witch in Poltava region. She lived in the time of catacomb culture, where the stick, drum and awe in the grave. Historians believe that she treated people. But now we are at the Poltava Gogol Theatre. Everyone knows the most famous legend about Gogol. It says he did not die, he just fell asleep. Historians discovered the tomb of Gogol, but they did not find the skull. According to the legend, the ghost train with Gogol's skull was traveling the road. People say that the train was seen near Solntsevo station before the Chernobyl disaster, and other people say that the train was also seen near our native Poltava before the Soviet Union collapse. The academic Vasily Rishinsky was researching the story about the train, but after that he disappeared. I'm sure that we have to increase our awareness about the place where we live in, our town, our region, our country. Many people dream to go to Egypt to see the pyramids. There are many reasons for which they could not do it. But did you know that you can see the pyramids in our native town? In 1898, Ignat Zakrevsky built the pyramid town for his parents in Berezavarodka village. He was born in Poltava, also he was a senator of the Russian Empire. He often traveled in Egypt. After one of the traveling, he brought the statue of goddess Isda. After several years, mother, father and their son, Ignat, were buried in the pyramid. Wondering that Taras Shevchenko communicated with this family. In 20th century, the Bolsheviks tried to destroy the building. They threw bodies near a cemetery. Today we have opportunity to see the remains of this pyramid. There are many things which were destroyed, but I think that they have to appreciate this opportunity. There are many talented people who were born in Poltava region. One of them, Yevhen Hauch, will sing on Eurovision for Ukraine. He made the first statue here, he wrote the first song in Poltava. We wish him victory. I tried to tell you the most unpredictable facts about our native town, but did you know that the famous rock band Sabadon wrote a song about our native town? Let's listen.